A two-dimensional electrophoresis is a combination of isoelectric focusing and STS page. It's highly advanced technique. Yes, we can separate the iso enzymes and same molecular enzymes, same PA enzymes, proteins. We can separate very minute heterogeneity proteins. So, a lot of things we can do. This is the only technique still available for separate and identify the small size of the protein. No techniques are still not available. Okay. Likewise, two-dimensional electrophoresis considers the powerful tool, especially in the proteomics work. Yes, we want some proteomics profile of some organs, some bacteria for some physiological conditions or disease condition. So we can differentiate that disease condition, what are the genes are expressed. Either mRNAs are there, either the proteins product are there. Maybe in the protein product to involve some functions. So we can differentiate some things, some organisms or some cells or some physiological condition. So we can entirely collect the proteomics profile of the given cell or given tissue. So for the only technique to available get the entire proteomics profile of the organism. Yes. So that's why we are saying the 2D electrophoresis is a powerful tool. Yes. It is used for separation of fractionation of complex protein mix. Here is word is important. The complex protein mixes are separated. Yes. The samples came from the biological origin. The word is important. This complex protein mix. It can either vary in size, vary molecular weight, vary in shapes, or various PA as amino acid composition and origins, whatever it is. 2D electrophoresis separate the protein depending on the two different steps. First one is isoelectric focusing, followed by this is based on the isoelectric point. Second step is based on the polyacrylamide electrophoresis. So this isoelectric focus is a first dimension. STS page is a second dimension of separation. That's why we are calling 2D. Okay. You know very well the SDS page based on the protein separation occur the molecular weight, especially relative molecular mass. Okay. The thousands of proteins can be separated at a time. But in the case of IEF or SDS page, we cannot separate this much amount of proteins, a mixture of proteins. So this is the only technique to available separate the thousands of protein at a time for single two-dimensional electrophoresis. So that's why we are going to identify the proteomics profile of the given organism. Yes. So these informations will give something about isoelectric point or molecular weight. Yes. So successful 2D analysis will give all molecular weight of the proteins and isoelectric point of the proteins. Yes. Before you one thing you get reminding. So any proteins still not available. Either it has same molecular weight or same pH. So these two behavior having protein are still not available. So these isoelectric point and molecular weight are inversely proportional. So for this phenomena, the 2D electrophoresis is successfully applied. Yes. If you take a protein with the same molecular weight, my weight either this is a A and B protein. This is a B protein. You consider like this. You take A and B proteins, but these two are same molecular weight. But these two proteins are not same PI, but the PI is different compared to A and B. How means this PI always determined by the where this protein placed on the buffer containing particular pH. This one thing. Number one. Number two, because they eat same molecular weight protein, but the composition of the protein is different. Suppose maybe single amino acids may be differ between the A and B proteins, even though it same molecular weight. So the PA is different, and also the PA is determined by the where the protein present and the corresponding pH. You know very well. That's why I'm saying. So no protein are still not available. The same molecular weight and same PA. Both are inversely proportional. This is the our concern. So we can separate and identify to success the 2D electrophoresis. So now we take a protein extract and mixture of proteins. First dimensional we can separate isolectric focus. This is only based on the separation protein by isolectric point. Yes. So we are using pH gradient gel and we apply the sample here. So either the sample is positive, move to upwards, either the sample is negative, move to downwards according to their pH equal to PA gets neutral charge, so never migrated even applying the voltage. Okay. So that's why we are mention is colored proteins. Each colored is the different type of proteins having different type of PA. Yes. So once separated, we can remove the entire isolated focus gel. So we can cut what protein we want. Suppose we want only red color protein or green color protein, so we can easily cut out, and these cutting proteins to placed here as a sample of SDS page. Yes. This sample containing maybe single protein or different type of protein with same PA, yes. But this protein contains maybe one or more than proteins, but the PA is same, but molecular weight is different. Maybe it containing 4 proteins means this is the large size, this is the less than the size, this is the medium size, this is very small. So small size migrate very fast. But consider these 4 proteins, PA is same. Okay. This is second dimensional separation based on the SDS space principle. Okay. Yes. I think I told some disadvantages of the SDS two-dimensional electrophoresis, gel electrophoresis. So number 1, the preparation of sample. Number 2, data interpretation. Number 3, same molecular weight or same PA. This is the more 3 factors to influence the major to the 2D electrophoresis. Likewise, first we consider the sample preparation. So before you separate the sample, you try to know something about the sample. Yes. What means, suppose you are purity of the sample, volume of the sample, and nature of the sample, and size of the sample. This is more important. These informations you are predicted by something. Yes, I'm told in future how it's predicted. Yes. So those informations are you already know. Then only you effectively prepare the sample for 2D electrophoresis. Likewise, sample preparation is more important. Suppose you are taking native samples. The native samples means where the protein is placed, either from different environment. Yes, native need to be converted. Some physiochemical state. Suppose if you take a quaternary structure of protein, you try to denature the protein. Suppose you are taking the quaternary structure of protein, you denature the protein. Yes. So according to the structure, Suppose if you are taking the metal protein, you remove the metal ions. If you ferritin type of proteins, if you remove the Fe ions. Suppose you are taking glycoprotein, remove the glyco part, lipoprotein, whatever it is. So some physiochemical state you can alter, you can convert. Yes? Then only you propose the suitable sample for separation of proteins by first dimension or second dimension. The native protein as such, we never use the as a sample for two-dimensional electrophoresis. Sample preparation is various methods are available for sample preparation, but generally used solubilization, disaggregation, denaturation, and reduction. So before we are learning only the denaturation phenomena of the protein, but some of the steps are there. You are getting solubilization, disaggregation. You prevent the disaggregation at the time of sample preparation, and also you maintain the rate of the reduction. Yes. So you consider this four important physiochemical phenomena before you are prepare the sample for two-dimensional electrophoresis. You know very well isotope focusing. Yes. Protein separation, because it's a first dimension. Proteins are separated based on the pI. Okay. Either positive charge, negative charge. It can migrate. It depends upon the pH gradient. So when it's reached the net charge, it can never migrate. Okay, isolatry point, very defined as the pH of the solution at which the net charge of the protein becomes 0. pH of the gradient gel. So the migrated protein to reach the corresponding pH of the solution, which of the medium, the protein becomes 0. It's called isoelectric point. The protein with the positive net charge will migrate towards cathode, yes, becoming less positively charged until reach its pI. Yes. Less positively charged slowly migrated. The high positive charge molecules move to nearby the cathode. Nearby the cathode. You know very well this information. Yes. While a protein with a negative charge will migrate towards anode, yes, becoming less negatively charged until it also reached pI. The specific a protein mixture loaded in the basic end of the pH gradient gel, after applying electric field, the protein separated depending upon the charges, either focusing to the position when the pI value equal to the surrounding pH. Large protein will move more slowly than the more slowly through the gel, but with the sufficient time will catch up with small proteins at equal charges. Yes. But only we are considered the pI, not in the size. Yes. Suppose we are giving so much of time for separation, it can reach to the corresponding place. Okay. That's why I am saying you already know some factors like size, sample, volume of sample, and purity of the sample. Yes. Suppose it's containing positive charge protein means placed at the higher pH, applying voltage, the proteins are separated. Separated based on the pI, but considered to this is a large size, this is the small size, this is compared to very small size. But even though it can separated based on the pI, based on the net charge. Yes. Suppose for that achieve, we can providing some time, yes, because this is a large molecular protein. Okay. Finally, we find out the pI value, okay, of the protein. So once we separated the separated form of isoelectric focusing sample as a sample for SDS page is okay. This SDS page system using flatbed or vertical system on the slab gel. You know this information you know very well. Yes. Here find out the molecular weight. Okay. Some of them, the word is called zymography. Zymogram. Yes. Zymogram. Yes. This is the important word using in the 2D electrophoresis. What is called means, otherwise called zymography. Zymography means, you just consider, suppose we want identify the specific enzyme, but we have only the mixture of enzymes. Yes, but we are going to identify the specific enzymes because enzyme substrate is a specific, ultra specific, you know very well. But how we separate and how we identify the particular enzyme in the enzyme mixture? Yes. The time, if you are already preparing the SDS page, so during the preparation, we are subjected or adding the substrate, the corresponding substrate of the enzyme. Which enzyme we want, we are adding in the corresponding substrate to the gel. Yes, to the gel. And finally, we prepare the SDS page like gel. Okay. But it's containing the specific substrate, the molecule. Once we separate by the isoelectric focusing, okay, then we subjected to a second dimension like SDS page. Suppose if band containing more than one enzyme means, because we want a specific enzyme. At the time of migration based on the molecular weight, the proteins may be reacted to the substrate, corresponding substrate, because it's already placed in the gel. So once if the enzyme is there in the sample, maybe it gets reacted to form substrate enzyme complex. So this substrate enzyme complex is something different, look like a white color band without staining. These type of technique is called zymography. Zymography or zymogram, because very useful technique to identify the specific enzyme. Yes, ultra specific enzyme we can isolate. But after that, we can cut the corresponding white color band. We can once again remove the substrate molecule. Once again, we purify the ammonium sulfate through centrifugation, followed by structural identification, whatever we want. Okay. So this type of electrophoresis is called immobilized pH gradient. Immobilized pH gradient. Please keep in mind. Yes. Okay. Because some of these substrate molecule may be immobilized. You know very well this SDS make the protein denaturation and break down the some bonds, weak bonds. And instead of SDS, we can use in DDT to break the disulfide bond. And also we can use in the mercaptan. Yes, mercaptan to use the broken down the disulfide bond. Without mercaptan, we are using DDT. Yes. But here, in the case of SDS, we are using DDT because it's more reactive than the mercaptan. But this is a dangerous pesticides. So please, you know the how after separation identification, how we dispose these gel. Yes, you know the procedure of how to destroy, how to decompose the gel after separation. Yes. You know this procedure, you can use DDT. Otherwise, if you are going to mercaptan, it's more better than the DDT. Okay. Okay. You know very well polyacrylamide gel is a mesh-like networks separate the proteins according to their size. Smaller proteins are migrated faster than the large protein because it's create resistance. Okay, here this is the isoelectric focusing gel. We are placing the isoelectric focusing results to the sample of SDS page. So you consider like this. This is here this large protein is there, one more small protein, but the two proteins have same pH, similar like here. Yes, two proteins are there, but this is not identified by IEF when the sample placed on the second dimension. So the large molecular weight molecules are deposited here, and small molecules get migrated. Likewise here. Likewise here. This is the large molecule than this. So it's migrated slow than the small molecules. Okay. So we can easily separate it and identify it based on the molecular weight. This is the direction of migration of SDS. Okay. This is the direction of migration of IEF. Okay. The second important factors to influence is the data interpretation. So before data interpretation, we visualize the protein. Yes, where it's migrated, where it's there, how it's cracked. So a lot of information are there. The visualization is a critical process in the SDS because we going to identify small size of protein. Yes, so we can the sample containing may be large size, or very large size, or medium size, or small size, even very small. So we can easily identify this small size of protein. So this visualization is staining is more important. Please listen. So two important stains are effectively used. One is Komashev blue staining, one is silver staining. Silver staining is sensitive, more sensitive than the Komashev blue staining. Similarly, some other staining procedure are there. It's called radioactive method, but we are not using this radioactive method. Instead of, we are using silver staining. But it's very suitable for identifying small size of proteins. The principle of silver staining is very simple. Very simple, quite simple. The amino acid side chain of the protein binds to the silver ions. Once the silver ions get reduced to form metallic silver. So this silver ion get reduced to form a metallic silver. The silver ions are look in the dark black color. When it's reduced, it's produce the that means ash color. Yes, light ash color. Yes. When it gets reduced, the silver ion. The same principles are employed in the autoradiogram. Okay, here the silver ions are effectively readily react to the side chain of amino acids. So it can reduce. Followed by it reduced, we can easily identify the small side of the protein. So this silver ion readily react to the sulfhydryl group of the side chain or carboxyl group of the protein. So these after reaction, these protein bands are easily visible. Even low nanogram of range because high sensitivity. And also silver staining is suitable for low level of protein because it's readily reduced. Yes, and easily visualized of the protein band of the spot in the 2D. So instead of silver staining, maybe we are using Komashev blue staining also. This effectively used for quantify the protein. Quantify the protein, how much amount of proteins are there, then the silver staining. Okay. It's used to identify the 0.2 microgram and more proteins. Suppose in the case of very small proteins, you are using silver staining is more better, because silver staining used to identify, visualize the low nanogram range. Cohesive blue binds the protein, you know very well, to form a protein dye complex by the van der Waals attraction. You know, cohesive blue is the basic dye. The basic dye, it can effectively binds to the R group of side chain amino acids by the van der Waals interaction. So by this interaction, we are adding de-staining solution in the dye, easily removed. Yes. The famous cohesive blue dye is R250 or G250. The RG is based on the basic acidic dye of the cohesive blue. So this is the after separation of 2D electrophoresis, the gel look like this. So we can never predict the sample compared with the control. So you please keep your mind. Even you compare the SDS page or isolated focusing, we can predict the results, because we run the marker protein alongside, maybe left side of the gel. So we can easily compare with the molecular weight of the protein. We can draw the graph against the molecular weight and relative mobility. At the time of, we can easily predict the molecular weight. Similarly, the PI of the value is easily predicted. The RF value of the distance of the protein equal to RF value of the pH gradient. We can easily predict the PI also. But combined together, we got this type of results. So how we predicted this is very more complicated. But some of the software systems are there, still there. Using this system, we can easily predict. There are almost no possibilities to detect the appearance of few new spots, or some of the proteins are disappear in a single pod, a large type of gel. Even it contains several thousands of spots. So we can easily never compare manually, because it contains thousand number of spots. This is the PI gradient based separation. Yes, and also this is the direction of SDS page. This is PI. This is relative molecular mass. The pH gradient may be 4 to 7. The relative molecular mass may be 220 to 14.3. In addition, the evaluation of the two gel, maybe this is the control test gel, we can simultaneously run the control gel, we can never compare. So for this purpose, we using some softwares to easily predict these spots. What are the name of the software means? Readily available: Maloney, PD Quest, Prognogenesis, and Redfin. These are the famous softwares we are using. Yes, for analyzing the spot. Suppose after identification, we can calculate the PI of the protein and molecular weight of the protein. We can easily identify. So once identified, the single band is maybe cut out. So whatever you want, you cut out. The gel just pick out the protein with the gel. You can easily take out. So once again we denatured the gel. We got small volume of protein. So this protein goes to sequencing, especially MALDI-TOF. Sequence the polypeptides. Once we sequence the polypeptides, we can get a lot of information. So we know the sequence of polypeptides. We easily identify the N-terminal, C-terminal, active site, allosteric site, and whatever it is, the folding where the disulfide bond is there. What the structure of the protein, entirely three-dimensional structure of the protein. So where the protein containing maybe primary structure, secondary structure, beta buildup structure, whatever it is. So followed by we can convert the mRNA sequence of the given protein because we know the codon containing which amino acids. So finally we synthesis the mRNA. This mRNA may be used for synthesis of complementary cDNA for some cloning purpose. And also we identify the whatever the proteins. This is called a proteomics profile of the given sample. Oh, so we separate 1,000 number of proteins one time. Please keep your mind, this is only technique. Ability to separate. We can easily visible the post-translational modification of the proteins. You know very well, once the proteins are synthesized at the time at the endoplasmic reticulum, so it's differ. It's came to out the cell or inside the cell. Some of the modification, post-translational modifications are there. What are the modifications mean? Sorting of the protein, sorting of the methionine amino acids, because all protein contains the first amino acid is the methionine. Because AUG codon is a start codon. So all AUG codon codes for methionine amino acids. So all protein, the first amino acid is the methionine, especially N-terminal. Yes, okay. So remove the methionine and sorting the proteins or folding the proteins, some active site exposures, a metal addition. A lot of events are there in the post-translational modification. Glycosylation, acetylation, hydroxylation, methylation. So number of events are there. Those events are takes place in the Golgi body. Okay, you know very well. You compare the proteins are maybe good or not. Maybe some genetic diseases, some proteins are get mutated. Number of events are there. Okay. So all the informations are studied only by Fourier process. So we can easily have proteomics profile, detection of biomarkers. Yes, biomarkers, these are cancer biomarkers, diseased biomarkers, whatever it is. Yes. This is the very boom area, identify the biomarkers. Yes. Drug discovery is very well. It is more important, recently developing area, drug discovery. How where the active sites are there, how we design the substrate, how we design the drug. Yes. So a lot of information is needed.